Welcome back to the Adulthood podcast. We are on location right now.
Definitely.
Well, I'm on location. APM is on location too, but I'm me and Lara. This is DJ APM. This is the Adulthood podcast. As you guys know, we had took a couple weeks off in July because travel schedule didn't allow us to record or whatever. But we are back. I am currently in Paris, France.
Bonjour.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying at me. I don't know why they say that, but I'm in Paris, France. APM is in New York, but we couldn't let a week go by without connecting with you guys. To all the adulterers, I believe I did Chicago a couple weeks ago. Had a couple of adulterers that came out in Chicago as zanies. Thank you guys for all the support and all the love. APM, a lot of people was talking about the last two episodes. It was a two-parter.
Bro, they've been saying that we killed it.
Yeah, people like it when we get vulnerable. I think that's the word women like to use.
That's the nomenclature that's big on the blogs. Yeah, men's
They like
vulnerability.
it.
Yeah.
They like it when we come into the episode with chaos.
I think that's what it is. Our chaos is their enjoyment. That's their entertainment.
Yeah.
Isn't that life?
And as Marty called me before, I'm an agent of chaos. So that works.
That might be your movie role.
How you been, bro?
Bro, I've been good. As you can see, I'm not in Mexico, but I wish I was. Had a great trip. I've been good. You know, New York is still alive. Thank goodness. You haven't missed anything. But please bring back some crepes, some croissants, and some white wine, saucier.
People love those things here. I went out yesterday. I was walking back to my apartment because I was supposed to be here for like almost 3 weeks, but we'll get into that. But I have this like small little, everything is a cafe in Paris.
Yeah.
Everything's a cafe. And I was walking by this small cafe and it was like 11 p.m. and I wasn't too tired. So I was like, let me stop by and get a wine. I spent $10 and I got a whole bottle of wine. And I just sat there by myself, drinking wine like a Frenchman. I woke up today. I went to another cafe because that's the thing here. You could get everything at the cafe.
Yeah, that's like the bodega.
Yeah, that's like a French bodega.
French bodega.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I had a croissant today. It was good, but I'm gonna be honest, bro. Every time I go somewhere that people tell me I got to do stuff or try stuff, when I do it, I'm always like, yeah, this is fine.
It's not like over the top like they explain it to be, right?
Well, people sell it like it's some like amazing thing that you could never get anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's great. It's a croissant with Nutella. Like, I know what that tastes like.
I've had it before.
Yeah. I'm like that with everything. Like, you go to Los Angeles or Mexico and everyone was like the tacos. And I'm like, the tacos are great, but it's like, I've had tacos.
There's not that much that you can do to a taco to make it taste Michelin star. You know, a taco is a taco at the end of the day. Yeah, I get you. Right. I never even thought about it like that.
I'm not trying to offend any of our Mexican fan base. I agree that the tacos are way better. They're way better over there than in New York.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it's just a taco.
But how you been? How's your trip?
It's been good. It's been good. I spent most of July, the first week, 4th of July and all that. I was back home because I was traveling so much and I wanted to take like just some time off. So I was home for most of the time in July. And then I went to Chicago. I got stuck in Chicago during the outage.
The tornado?
The internet outage.
Oh, the Microsoft one.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. I did Nashville on a Wednesday, and then I flew from Nashville to Chicago on Thursday, and then I was supposed to be in Chicago until Sunday. And on Saturday night, right before I got on stage, I got an email from Delta, and they were like, your flight is canceled tomorrow, and we don't know when it'll be back.
And there's nothing we can do about it because we ain't got no computers.
Yeah, they literally said there's nothing we could do. That's it. You're just stuck.
That's crazy.
Holla at us. And so I was supposed to fly to New York Sunday and then fly to Paris that night. So my Paris plans got switched. I ended up having to stay in Chicago until Monday,
Uh-huh.
and then I flew, and then Paris got moved from Sunday to Thursday.
Mm.
So I lost almost a week.
Damn.
Yeah, I lost almost a week in Paris. But it was fine. When I stayed in Chicago, I went on a boat. The club, they had one of the club managers, he had like a small boat, and that's what people do in Chicago in the summer. They just
Rent boats.
go out on the lake. So I was out on the lake, on Lake Michigan on a boat. So it wasn't a bad layover. You know, it was okay.
But hold on, did they compensate you though for like you missed a week in Paris? This Jay-Z and Kanye niggas in Paris. You know what I'm saying? Dominicans in Paris.
Zero compensation.
Not nothing. Not another.
No,
Not even
nothing.
flights.
That's
Nothing.
crazy. Hold on. But
And I'm platinum medallion.
that's what I'm saying. Like that comes with gravy when you sit in first class. They give you extra gravy just because platinum medallion. But
The only thing they did was on the flight leaving Chicago on the second flight. First of all, that flight, because I was supposed to leave Sunday, and then it got pushed back to Monday.
mm-hmm.
And then on Monday, it got delayed 7 hours. So I was at the airport in the lounge, you know, just being lounge poppy. But they did upgrade me to first class.
Okay.
But that's a 2-hour flight from Chicago to New York. That's not much.
That's emergency exit, basically.
Yeah, that's not much.
Yeah.
I wanted the Paris first class, but I definitely did not get that.
Hold on. My question is, like, first of all, you know, they be tripping in the lounges. If you can only come within 2 hours to your flight. They try to get you out. So did they know that your flight was delayed? Did they put you in the delayed flight section in the lounge?
Nah, honestly, I think they already know me in the lounges.
Okay.
Or they know the vibe. They know the vibe that I bring in.
Yeah.
Because when I walk in, some people go into the lounge. A lot of listeners probably can't go to the lounge who listen to the Adulthood podcast. So some people go into the lounge, and when they get there, they pretend it's like they never been in a lounge before. They never seen a living room.
Yeah.
So they in there acting like it's Disney World.
Yeah.
At the lounge. You know, they're trying to take pictures with the gate agent. That's not me.
That's not you. You've been there before.
No.
You've been there before.
I walk in, I scan my thing, I keep my head down, I have my sunglasses, I'm straight to the minibar.
Okay. Do you get a spritz? Because lounge spritzes are crazy.
I've never got a spritz in the lounge. I actually haven't had a spritz since I've been in Europe because I've been too wind up, if you get what I mean.
Okay.
But in the lounge, I kept coming in and out in the Chicago lounge, and it was chaos, man. I worked at an airport, and I never seen chaos
like this, like
during the Microsoft outage. And I was there 3 days after it happened, and it was still chaos.
It was still bad. Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
Yo, there's so many movies that's gonna come out because of just everything that's happened since COVID 2020. But the airline shortage, 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. The world is going crazy. My question for you is, we haven't even connected since we came to see you. Big shout out to all the Adulthood pods out there, Adulthood pod listeners out there. There's
a word for them.
The adulterers.
Yeah.
Big shout out
Call them by their name.
My bad, no disrespect. Big shout out to all the adulterers out there. A fellow adulterer, we came to come see you, and we saw you dismantle a lady trying to mess up your set. You remember?
Oh yeah. You guys came out to the stand.
Yeah. Big shout out to Brandon Brown from the Giants. He came out. We came out, and we saw Ian, and it was the master at work.
Shout out Brandon, and shout out to you, because you guys definitely did came out to the show.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't know why, I had totally forgot. So you had hit me up about coming to the show on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, for sure, come through. I'm going to be at the stand. And then it slipped my mind that you were coming. And then I remember I got to the stand, and the manager from the stand he came up to me, and he said that he thought that the GM or one of the GMs from the Giants was in the audience. And I asked him who, and he showed me you, but I couldn't see your face because the camera is from the top back of the room. So I said, yeah, that looks like a Giants player. Speaking of you, or a GM.
I fit the mold.
Yeah, and like we've had a couple players from the Giants
Come through.
come through. So that was so I didn't think anything of it. But then I got on stage and you was wearing a hat,
Yeah.
right? You was wearing like a Yankee hat or something, but you
Yeah.
was sitting in the front row, so I didn't get a chance to see your face. I thought it was just two random things. And in the middle of my set, I'm like, oh shit, that's APM. I didn't even realize it to the middle of my set. Like I'm literally in the middle of it, and I had to do a double take, and I'm like, "Oh shit, APM, what up?"
Yeah.
But I think if I remember correctly, I had that one lady who was heckling
From
weirdly
Florida.
from Florida.
It was always
Yeah,
I didn't know it was always a Florida lady. I know it was a Florida man, but a Florida woman counts too.
yeah. Florida woman definitely counts.
Yeah.
I always get weird hecklers. Because the people that heckle me, because it wasn't even like she wasn't heckling in bad spirit. It was
Yeah.
just weird. Well, I forgot. What did she say? I was saying
You
something
would
and she
say
was, oh, and she
something
started talking to me about how she likes her men.
manly, right? That's what she was saying?
Yeah. And she
Yeah.
started talking about her husband,
Yeah.
which I'm all for that, but this is not the time. I have a bit. I didn't ask you because some comics, they deserve it because they'll go into the audience and ask them,
Yeah.
hey, what do you guys, I didn't ask.
No.
She just started rambling off.
And then the way you dismantled her and the lady, you know that there's a bunch of people who paid money to come see me. They're really not trying to hear about your Florida nonsense. And she was just like, and then got right back in the show. But it was textbook how you handle a heckler in a comedy club. I should have tear. I should have tugged there. I was like, this guy's good. This
I
guy's
try not to
good.
be too, I try not to be too mean to the hecklers. I try not to be because if you're too mean, then it makes it hard to get back to being funny.
Yeah. You
But I
handled it
always try to
perfect.
point out I try to point out the obvious, which is it's a sold out show right now of people that came to see comedy, and you're in here interrupting to tell stories about your husband.
That nobody cares about. No,
No,
he wasn't even there.
no, yeah, I'm have some self awareness,
I, I mean, the Florida woman has none. She had zero, and
But you know
she
what it
kept going
is?
back and forth.
Sometimes people come out to these shows, they'll have a drink, they'll be feeling nice, and they forget. They forget where they're at. They
That's a
forget
good
where they're
point.
at. They
That's a good
forget that
point.
they're talking to a professional. They'll just think that they're hanging out with friends, and it's time for them to say stuff.
And that's totally not how this works at all. Not only that,
Yeah,
but not only do people pay, but you're also on a time. Like you're on a timer,
yeah.
right?
There's a clock,
There's a
right?
clock.
And the more you interrupt, the less jokes I get to tell the people.
Exactly. And so when that red light goes off, how much time? That's like the 2 minute warning, or that's wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah. Generally, is a 2 minute warning when the
Mm-hmm.
red light goes on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 2 minute. But it's not like like
Strict.
strict like get off in 2 minutes. It's more of a wrap it up. But generally, you don't want to go over 2 minutes. But in that specific situation, I'm more if I was being interrupted for 4 minutes of my set and the club security didn't come over and say anything to her.
Mm-hmm.
So in that specific situation, when the light goes on, I might do a little bit of extra time because I didn't get my time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more of I want to give these people the material that a lot of them came to see. It sucks. You come out to see me, Brandon, and then you can't even hear the jokes because I got to argue with
Argue.
this white lady from Florida for most of the time.
Yeah. But the thing is, too, is like, as you're breaking it down, I didn't even realize there's so many parts that, I mean, even me just recognizing the red light, there's so many parts that I didn't know, like only a comedian would know, right? And then my next question is, do they put newer people earlier? Like, how does it work? Because, like, it felt like it was ramping up to you, and then, like, you brought all of the energy, and then it was just like, okay, this is what we came for. So, like, how do they slot the times?
Nah, at a club like that, all the comedians are professionals,
Yeah.
pretty much. They're all headliners. So it just sometimes I'll go up early. Sometimes I go up early. Sometimes I go up late. It's just the way the booker makes the schedule. They generally try to make it so everyone gets something. So it's something for everyone. They try not to book too many comedians who are similar or talk about the same topics in a row. They like to divide them and split them up so that everyone leaves feeling like they got
Their
something.
money's worth, yeah. But not to
Yeah,
gas you up,
yeah.
but it's like I'm just thinking about it from a DJ's
What is this?
perspective.
What is this? Not to gas me up? What do you?
Nah,
Why don't you want to gas me up?
because I'm just saying, just keep it 1,000. Like you had the best set of the night. Not to say that the other people weren't funny, but it was just there was a difference in the energy of like your jokes, your timing, and then the laughter of the crowd. Like you could just specifically hear it. But then another thing too is that I could tell that some of them they were trying new things out. Like I think the host, she said she was trying out clean comedy for Fallon for her first 2 minutes, and then she went into her stuff.
Yeah. Nah. Listen, I'm pro gassing up. You know that. When it comes to gassing up, I'm from the Middle
There
East,
you go.
but but yeah, that's the thing. When you go out to see a show, especially in New York, a lot of times different comedians are. You don't know at what point they are
Their career. Oh,
in their
okay. Yeah.
sets. Like some of them might be trying to develop new. Some of them might be doing the hits.
Hmm.
Some of them might have just filmed the special, so they're trying to come up with stuff that it's not there yet. So you never know at what point you're gonna catch a comedian.
Hmm.
Me personally, the way I work is I'm always trying to do my best. So even when I'm doing new, you're not gonna hear from me that I'm doing new.
Hmm.
I like to do everything like it's my best.
Hmm.
People paid money, right?
Hmm.
So I think when people pay money, it's a little weird that people bought a ticket and then you go on and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna do new stuff that's not good.
Yeah,
Because
that doesn't
I
work.
feel like the people in the audience are like, well, we paid the same money that somebody who wants to see the great material would pay. So why can't we get that? So as a comic, we got to do it. We have to try out new. We need to do it in front of an audience. But I don't take the exit of like I'm doing new. I take it. This is the jokes, and if you don't like it, then you just ain't like it.
Hmm.
But sometimes us comedians will use that. We'll use that as an excuse of like trying to pad why the stuff is not good
Hmm.
yet. And when my stuff ain't good, I'm just like I'm just not good.
Yeah, you ain't got it tonight. But
Yeah,
the number,
I don't give them excuses.
yeah. But the number one thing is too is just like your art, your medium is needed. Look, I sound like I'm one of them college niggas, right? Your medium is in
I mean,
front.
I was gonna say I thought with the hat because of the hat, I thought you was gonna drop a couple of
Hold
those.
on, wait, because I'm at home, I'm in the office. Look, the medium in which you express your particular, vernacular is in front of a
Yes.
crowd. There's no downtime where, oh, I know this one is gonna hit without the crowd, versus any other
No.
music or whatever. It's 50-50. Like you could practice, and this is gonna hit even though you don't have a crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You look like a CNN pundit. That you about to tell me? You about to tell me why I should vote for Kamala or Kamala? Sorry.
I'm live from Indiana right now.
Yeah. At the convention.
At the convention.
No. Comedy for sure is a thing that it has to happen. You need a crowd,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Even during COVID, it was tough during COVID because I think after a while we kind of figured that out, and I was doing shows through Zoom and stuff,
yeah.
which made it easier a little bit. But you need to be in front of an audience. I think doing the podcast that helped me a lot of times.
You're
And some
welcome.
of the stories that so some of the stories that I've told in the podcast have went on to then become bits. Just because I told them in the podcast and people's reaction and the way people gravitated to the story or the thing just made me think, oh, I should take this on stage. But even if, as a person who you've been there throughout some of the stories and then you see them on stage, it's also a different rhythm on stage, right?
Yeah.
It's like more.
It's,
You can't on this forum. I could tell a story and
and
be relaxed about
and
it
draw it out.
and stretch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on stage
Get
you
right
gotta
to it.
bring it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I actually have a notebook. I'm still here. I'm just getting my notebook because I'm old, but I write shit down now that I want to talk about on the pod because a lot has happened. We
yeah.
haven't been in the studio, but
Yeah.
Like, look, hey,
Almost a month.
Adulthood Pod notebooks coming soon.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
such a nerd.
Stop! You gotta stop saying that because people be hitting me up asking me when it's coming.
And the comments asking where the shirts
Yeah.
are.
That's
Now we gonna
probably
do shirts though.
that's the
We gonna
best.
do shirts though for sure.
Yeah. Actually, I have a question for you now that you're in Paris. Have you been dealing with the panhandlers?
In Paris?
Yeah.
No, you know what? I haven't seen many panhandlers. I think
What?
the neighborhood that I'm in, yeah, the neighborhood that I'm in, it's a nice neighborhood. The weird thing about Paris is you'll walk through the neighborhoods and because they're so rich in history and culture, I think a lot of times you'll think that it's like a old or neighborhood that don't got money, and then you'll find out there's money here.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a second.
All right. I'm here.
I went and got some dumplings earlier, which is not a Parisian thing, but I've been eating a bunch of things that's not from Paris.
Hey, you got to eat.
Yeah,
That's my thing.
people getting mad at me. I went and got sushi yesterday.
But I thought they have great sushi out there. Like, isn't that like culinary arts in Paris?
Yeah,
The only thing is
I
though.
mean,
Oh, what you saying, yo?
what's Paris food? I don't even know. Like, what are they telling you to get
They
other than a croissant?
Nah, they eat a lot
they
of tartar and stuff. A lot of uncooked stuff.
they,
That's why I'm scared of
they love a
Paris food.
bistro. Yeah,
A lot of gazpacho. Uh,
yeah, they love gazpacho. I
yeah,
think they like snails.
yeah, escargot.
What the fuck?
Apparently, ratatouille is like a fish. I thought it was the rat from the
I
movie. I
thought it
was
was some
wrong.
kind of pasta. I didn't know. That's a fish dish.
I don't know what it is. I think it's a soup.
Oh, I know it's a good movie.
Yeah. So they have all these things, but the neighborhood that I got is so many restaurants. I love a restaurant, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How's
And
the
So
wine? Does it taste different out there?
yeah, it's different. They don't have. I mean, they have it, but you don't see like a lot of like if you go get a Cabernet, like they won't have Cabernet.
they won't have a half cab, half Merlot mix.
Yeah, no. These dumplings are actually really good.
Mm.
What's a struggle here?
With fries.
No, I like the fries. They're big. That's not a joke. They're good fries.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact. Fries were actually invented in Belgium. It's a Belgian thing. The French, they just
Yeah,
co-opted it. It's crazy.
I like I like people who like steal like from other cultures.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of funny.
That's big.
Yeah,
I mean, shout out to America.
I think the best food from every country is found in America.
Legit.
Like the best tacos are like in San Diego.
Is San Diego not Texas?
The best Mexican, the best Chinese food, or like a border town in Texas. The best Chinese food is in New York.
In New York and San Francisco.
Hmm
That's a
I heard
fact.
St. Louis got good Chinese too.
That I've never heard, but barbecue and Chinese food sounds like a black man's dream because we always want ribs and some kind of shrimp or chicken fried rice. That's my combo. But the hard thing too is like when you start going to like the bougie Chinese restaurants like Tao and stuff, and you're like, yo, you don't got the combo? Can I get like the Szechuan chicken? And they look at you like you're crazy. But it's just like, hey, you know how many people have made it in life because of the hood Chinese food store? Like, you can't incorporate that in your menu?
I've never been to Tao, but I went to a party that was catered by Tao.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not for the bougie Chinese.
Yeah.
Bougie food, I think bougie food anywhere is like not great.
I think it's a scam. You pay like a lot of money for like a child-sized portion. I'm a big fucking person. Excuse me. Edit that out, Johan. My bad. I'm getting too real.
I went to a fancy restaurant to dinner yesterday. That wasn't fancy. It was like mid-level fancy. But I'm like, and I'm a relatively cultured person, but I'm like, I don't know what to order here.
This is too much culture for me.
Yeah, it's too much culture on this.
Way too much culture.
I'm like, y'all don't got wings?
Yeah. One of my things is if there's no calamari or wings on the appetizer section, I know that I just need the most basic chicken dish that they have. Because they're gonna be doing all kind of guacamole, aioli. Aioli, first of all, is mayo remix. They're gonna be doing all kind of aiolis and stuff like that. It's just like, hey, yo, you don't
Well, I
got
hate
nothing.
aioli.
Do you see? Oh, you don't. You're not a condiment person.
No,
And
let
then,
alone mayo. Mayo's my worst enemy.
but here's the thing: in Europe, mayo that's like the number one condiment. That's their ketchup. I learned that the
Yeah,
hard way.
Europe, they love mayo. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I learned that the hard way, where it's just like, hold on, no ketchup in the vicinity? Nope.
and I have the language barrier too,
Mm,
which I understand a little bit of French. Some of the words are similar to Spanish
Spanish.
words. Yeah, but you know me, I'm a big proponent of everyone speaking English.
That's that. I second that.
Yeah, and it's tough because I'm out here doing shows, and I've done so far I've done 2 shows,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they were small shows like bar shows, just kind of like to warm up,
Mm-hmm.
and they were good. Tonight is like the big theater shows,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see how that goes. But it's tough when you're in a country where like English is not the language. I've never performed I performed in Dominican Republic in English, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not the language. That's like the closest thing to it.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I feel that if we were doing comedy in French, we probably
Hit.
could get more. Yeah. But I also found out, I didn't even know this. My special, like HBO Max, basically went live here on the 14th of July. So my special was airing here.
Oh.
Just two weeks ago, it came out here, and I
Uh-huh.
didn't even know that. I
Well,
didn't even know that.
that's big. Do they got your poster up? Like, yo.
Not my specific poster, but they got Max out here
Uh-huh.
promoting heavy. I don't know how many people got it, but it's kind of cool because I could, like, if I meet a French person, I could tell them, hey,
I'm on.
you heard about this Max app?
Yeah, that's me. That's the boy.
Yeah, I'm on that.
Nah, that's fire. But the thing is, too, is like, comedy is definitely an American export for sure. But like would you
Oh, yeah.
would you do a set in Spanish?
I want to. Yeah, I want to.
And then would you, because you'd have to change a lot of different things, but like especially context, right? Like, does the context translate?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously you got to translate the words, but I think there's also context stuff where the culture is a little different. But I think Instagram and social media, TikTok, everything has us all so tied into each other
Yeah.
that's less and less than it was before. It used to be before that the cultures were so different. But now, even if your culture is different, you have Instagram. So you know all the cultures, right?
Oh, across the world. I thought I was in Top Boy for 3 years when it was on, bro. You know.
Oh, from London,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
wanted to go to London too. So when I got here, I just I've had travel issues like
Left or right.
for the last month. So when I got here, I landed in Paris on Thursday morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to my place. I got an apartment that we rented out, and I found out that just that day they had some protesters had lit fire to the train system here, so you couldn't get into Paris from out of the city. And I was supposed to go to London and make some stops out in other cities, but on my days off, the train wasn't working, so I couldn't even
You couldn't
do
even
that.
maneuver.
So I've just been in here. I've been here.
Oh, damn. Did you at least get to
Yeah.
like go like French sightseeing, Paris sightseeing, the Louvre and all that?
Yesterday I went to the Louvre.
Uh-huh.
The Louvre, that's where the Mona Lisa is.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get in because apparently, because of the Olympics, you got to set up a ticket way ahead of time. And then I went to look at the tickets, and they were all sold out. But what I did is I hired this tour company that does a private tour of the Louvre,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to be doing a private tour tomorrow. Which is nice because it teaches you, sometimes you go by yourself and they're like, look at this picture. And you're like, yeah, it's paint splattered on a canvas. But you get somebody to tell you about it and they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't know French, but.
Johan, that boy got money. He said a private tour at the Louvre, son.
It was actually very affordable. It's like $100,
Really?
€100, which is not. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, a ticket to get in is like 20.
Okay.
and with the things is so it's more. But I didn't want it. I wanted to get a ticket, but I couldn't buy my own ticket, so I had to do it with the tour company.
But
And then yesterday, I took a boat ride um, on the French river that they have here. I don't know what it's called,
Riviera?
but it goes right above, right under the Eiffel Tower.
Uh-huh.
So I did that. I posted some photos from the Eiffel. I got to see the Eiffel Tower. That was pretty nice.
You, bro, you understand what kind of flex you could? Yeah, I was in Paris. I was on the French Riviera. I took a boat under the Eiffel Tower, and then I did a private tour of the Louvre. You sound crazy. You sound like James Bond right now, dog. The nonchalant is killing me. Yo, yeah.
Listen, man. This is just the life that chose me.
Amen.
I'm no better than
Amen.
you or any of our listeners.
Right. Well, right now you are.
We all go to bed and wake up and put our pants on backwards. I don't know sayings.
Yo, that's that fake humble. You hear that? I love it. That's practice.
You know what's interesting to me?
What's
I feel
that?
like I'm the kind of person that, like, even yesterday looking at the Eiffel Tower, I'm the kind of person that I like sightseeing. I like going to places and seeing the things.
Mm-hmm.
But I get there, I see the things, and I'm like, I saw it. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, like what exactly are you supposed to do?
Some people need to get up against the Eiffel Tower
touch
and
it.
hug one of the medals
Yep.
and lick a thing and throw a quarter off the top so they could make a wish. I'm not one of these people.
Nah, like, oh, that's cool.
I go, I look, and I'm like,
do you think that's a New York thing? Like a New York City thing?
it could be. Maybe it's the New Yorker in me.
I think
New Yorker in me.
I think it's a mix of being a New Yorker and a man, bro, honestly.
Because yesterday, a bunch of, obviously, I'm around a bunch of tourists because it's Paris and it's the Olympics. So when we was on the boat, like, people were taking so much photos.
Yeah.
And I'm not a photo cock blocker, but I'm the kind of person is like, I get that you need photos, but I feel like as a society, we should give each other, there has to be a limit. I'm the kind of person is you get 3 photos. That's it.
I'm writing this down because it's genius. This is the Adulthood Pod notebook, and 3 photos per,
and that's it.
3 photos limit on vacation. I second that.
Because here's the thing: back in the day when we used to walk around with disposable cameras,
you only had 26.
There was a limit. Right? So you had to make sure when you pose for a picture, you had to make sure that your posing was up to par because it wasn't going to be a lot of opportunities. Now, I feel like people have gotten lax. So they're trying to take a picture and I'm looking at them and I'm like, you're not even trying because you think you got 100, you think you had a photo shoot.
Bro, you need a chef hat right now because the way you're cooking, basically you're saying that like iCloud, any kind of cloud servers have totally messed up interactions in life. There's no limit.
Well, I mean, I was around some people yesterday who they were doing a full photo shoot. I mean, they came with a portable ring light and, a portable mic. I'm like, what are you doing? This is in public.
Just for likes.
Yeah, you didn't rent out the boat, right? There's other people here. You take your photo, get 3 photos, and that's it.
You keep
also,
pushing.
I get overwhelmed. Even when you take photos of me, I'm like, take 3 to 5. That's it. If I don't get it in 3 to 5, it wasn't meant to be.
And keep it pushing.
That's it.
Like I hear you because I'm the exact same way. And also I want to be present in the moment. I want to see like, oh man, this is amazing. Especially like when I went to
Me too.
When I went to Paris, I forget to take my phone out because I'm like, this is incredible. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be having a whole photo shoot and then like different angles and then having someone hold you by the shirt so you can get the Michael Jackson lean. Like
no, and then you want to do the thing where you holding it up and the thing is falling and it's lean. I don't need.
Who has time for that?
I don't need to do.
No, you definitely don't. Plus, you just had travel nightmares. You know what I'm saying? Like you just need to be having a good time.
I don't want to make it a gender thing, but what I notice is I see that men tend to be enjoying the moment more, and the opposite gender, which is what some might call women, they tend to feel the need to capture the visuals more than the other gender.
When you're right. Right.
And listen, I'm pro photos. I think photos matter. And I think at the end, it's all you get, right? You get older, people are no longer here. All you have is just photos that remind you of the moments.
That's true.
But I don't think that people are taking photos to capture the moments anymore.
No.
I think they're just taking model photos for Instagram.
That's exactly what it is. 100%.
Like a model photo is not capturing the moment.
It's not. It's really not.
That's just you being a thought by the Eiffel Tower.
Yo, everybody's famous. Everybody's a celebrity. 2024. Everybody's a celebrity. It don't matter what you got going on.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I mean, there was one girl, she was with her boyfriend. I mean, I don't know if this was her boyfriend or her personal photographer. Because when I tell you that the ride is an hour, they spent probably 55 minutes, photos, different poses, no embarrassment. She's asking people like, excuse me, like so
No
she could get a better angle.
No shame.
Nothing.
Just
nothing. And I think she took, I mean, I know it was her boyfriend because I saw her kiss him, but I saw them take one photo together.
Like everything else is her. Yeah. Everything else is her. Selfie. That's wild, bro. That's Instagram for you. I mean, but like, do people post pictures on TikTok? TikTok is more the videos, right?
I don't know anything about TikTok. Okay. It was one of the ones where I was late to, and I just refused to catch up.
I'm in that same boat also.
I'm one of the people that kind of hopes it gets banned, just because I'm not a part of it like that.
But it works though. Like that's the crazy part because
it works a lot.
It definitely does. Great. Like, and people are.
Yeah.
I need to get out of my comfort zone because, especially like with DJing, people will come see me DJ and they'll say to me, "Hey, I didn't know that you was this lit, or I didn't know that you was this turned up. You never post anything." My barber was saying that I went on vacation. I went to Mexico. Shout out to Mexico. My barber's like, "Yo, you don't post nothing. You don't take no videos or anything like that." I'm like, "Nah, I'm from the '90s. You know, I got like PTSD. That's how people got set up. Like that's literally what goes through my mind. Anytime I travel or anything like that, I automatically become Liam Neeson. I'm like, who's this person? What's the name of this cab company? Does Uber work here? So I go into paranoid mode, number one. And then number two is just like, I feel like I got to be more on point. You taking pictures and that's how you get your wallet picked or something like that. Like, you know, I'm a classic New Yorker.
I'm like you, but I dabble in the middle because of what I do. It's important that I do post and I do try to show personality and different things. But I think anytime I see another man posing, you know, I just lose a little bit of respect for him.
Yeah.
And I do it. And I know men are losing respect for
you. So it's mutual. Yeah. It's mutual.
It's a mutual thing. I see the way I've posed for a photo and I see the way a guy walking by will look at me like this guy's not a man.
And you take that.
And I understand.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and explain like, bro, I'm a comedian and I need to do content. I feel like you. I hate it too. You know, I can't do all that.
No, you can't. Maybe you put it on a card.
Maybe. And I'll just hand him the card and he can read it later. Yeah. I've been because I'm here by myself, like I'm here with other comedians or whatever, but everybody's like kind of staying on their own. I've been out more and I have been like bringing my camera and capturing more footage. And I got like a little GoPro that I'm using for the streets to capture more footage and to post more because you got to keep people engaged, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a question for you. Is Karen out there? Karen Fien? What's her name? Karen Fien? She's hilarious. Yeah, no. I don't know if you heard her set. She was on the same show as you that night.
Yeah.
And I was sitting next to my boy Brandon, and she was just like, she was leaning into making the crowd uncomfortable. It was hilarious, but she brought it to us too. She was just like my dream DP. I'm like, how do you say that? How do you say
that's Karen.
Yo,
that's Karen. Yeah.
I just wanted to shout her out. Shout out to Paul too. I know, yo, it was crazy. We're sitting there and like the crowd, his mom's from Florida. They're just clutching their pearls and she's leaning into it, making them squirm. I'm like, oh, she doesn't care.
Yeah. No, Karen's very funny. Make sure you guys check out Karen Fien and Paul Verzi. He got a special out on Netflix.
Yeah, shout out Paul. Verzi. Yeah. We should get him on the show.
Another New York guy. Yeah, another New York guy. For sure. I was gonna say on the flight here, I took a late flight. It was 10:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this trend? I've seen it, I think, on TikTok or Instagram. Somebody sent it to me about that men are doing called like raw dog in a flight.
Oh yeah, I've
No.
heard of
Have you heard
that.
of this?
No.
I've heard of that.
Well, raw dog in a flight is basically when you just sit on the airplane for whatever long length the trip is and do nothing. You just don't turn on the TV, no headphones, don't talk to nobody. You just sit on your seat in silence and sit with your thoughts.
And that's called.
Now, I've done this before it was a thing. I've been doing this.
Okay.
I've done New York, LA. Don't say a word. Don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Don't sleep. Just up. Just up, aware, not talking to no one.
Okay. Do you get a drink? Do you get a Sprite?
I might get a water.
Okay, definitely a water. So you get.
It's a real challenge of mental acuity and mental. I don't know words. But you know,
fortitude.
Fortitude.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Mental fortitude. But I tried to do it from Paris on the late flight, and I used to do it no problem before I knew that it was a thing.
Yeah.
But now that I knew it was a thing, I couldn't do it. I turned on an ebook.
Was it was it as a like as a protest, as a statement of protest? Like, I used to do this before it was a thing. Now it's a thing. I refuse.
Well, I felt that a lot of men were lying because when I look around on a flight,
Mhm.
they be engaged, they be doing stuff.
If there were
And
people too.
now all of a sudden they want to act like they just be up doing nothing.
Yeah. But why?
And I didn't believe it.
Why would you just be up doing nothing though? Like, I feel like
It's mental fortitude. It's like meditating.
yeah, but you could close your eyes. You could get some sleep.
No.
Okay.
You're up and aware just to show how much of a man you are.
We live in a crazy time.
You're just like a robot.
We live in a very
And also
crazy time.
it's a form of like letting people know that you're better than them. You know?
Okay.
It's like somebody might be sleeping. It's like, oh, you tired? That's cute.
I'm up.
Yeah, we don't sleep over here.
And I'm not doing nothing. How about that? When was the last time you was up and not doing nothing?
There's little subtle things like that on flights that nobody speak of, but it's true. Like, for example, like it was an 8-hour flight, so they're doing the food service. And when the food service got to me, everybody got food, and I was like, I'm good.
That's a flex.
Yeah, on a 8-hour flight, you take no food service.
That's definitely a flex.
I'm sure people around me was like, damn, he ate?
He's a ninja.
yeah, this guy not even hungry.
Like, it's 8 hours. Because that's 2 meals, right? Breakfast, they give you
they get 2 meals. I didn't eat nothing.
Oh, yeah, they're looking at you like you're a trained killer.
Yeah, even the flight attendant on the second one, she was like, you want nothing?
Are you
said,
sure?
No.
It messes up with their program.
Yeah, they're not used to it.
They're not used to it.
That's another form of like being better than people.
Yeah, that definitely
on a flight.
Yeah.
Because I've been both, right? I've been the hungry guy who like the food service come on and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. And then the guy next to me don't get food and he's looking at me like,
rookie.
What a loser.
Who sat me next to this guy?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a sign of power. You sit on a flight, you don't eat nothing, you drink water, and you don't pee.
But you have to be awake though, because that's easy to do when you're asleep. If you fall asleep for the whole flight, you just slept.
When I see a man sleeping on a flight, my mind automatically goes to he's probably a woman.
Okay.
That's what I think. Because I just don't think that as a person who slept on a flight, I just think that's very feminine.
That's a feminine activity. So what do you think about
what if there's an attack and they need you?
And you
where are the men? They're sleeping?
You dreaming about pictures in Paris, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay. But what do you think about neck pillows? Like all of the accessories. Are you a neck pillow person?
I have a neck pillow, but that's because I have back problems.
Okay. All right.
You know, I'm not one of these people that I know the rules and I break them sometimes.
Which rules do you speak of?
like the neck pillow one.
Okay.
The sleeping on, I've slept on flights. I've ordered food on
So
flights.
you break your own rules.
Of course I do.
That's what
But
life
at
is
least I'm
for.
honest about it. I'm honest about it. A lot of men lie to themselves and to the public about the things that they're willing to do and don't do. Like taking a picture. Do I look down on people who pose for photos? Yeah. But do I do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a photo.
This is what you do.
Yeah. I'm not at the point where I could say no to those things. But on the times where I have been on vacation with like a girlfriend or something, I don't need like mad photos. Like
Yeah.
if photos together for us to
That-
capture the moment,
Great.
yes. But for me, I don't need that. I don't
No.
need the girls. They always want 1,000 of them.
And you have to be prepared. But I'm 100% just like you in the point where I even feel awkward asking for a picture. And it's like I'm with my girl.
Asking for a picture is crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, yo,
That's crazy
I
emasculated.
feel so demeaned. Yo, can you take a picture for me, please? And like, it's because the client might request it, or the people that book me might request it. They're like,
Bro,
we need pictures.
if you are a man and you ask somebody to take a photo for you and there's nobody else in the photo,
oh man.
is there anything more embarrassing than that?
There's literally nothing, bro. Nothing. Like,
and I've done this.
Bro,
I've done it.
Bro, I have to psychologically get prepared. It's like almost like a game. Like, you could ask, man. You could ask.
I'll ask. I feel more comfortable asking a girl because they get it more.
Yeah, they do pictures. But what if
asking a man to take just a photo of you by the Eiffel Tower like this?
So you could do the touch thing, and then having to like that position them like, no, if you gotta move this way because
get this angle, do it like this.
Did you put the flash on? Oh my god!
Oh, the flash!
The flash, bro.
Yeah, but I've done all those things. But you got to do it sometimes because it's like, what are you not gonna? You want to get your photo, you know?
Yeah.
But I will say that even when I do it, it's quick. 3-4 photos. That's it. Quick. And I'm out. Like it didn't happen.
In and out. We're not having a conversation either. You know what I mean? First of all, what's crazy is people asking someone to take a picture with their phone and then airdrop it. That's crazy. I've seen that happen plenty of times. I'm like, whoa, how does this? You have no shame.
Like I've done this maybe 3 times my entire life, and every time I've regretted it. What ends up happening is you act like the person who you ask to take the photo of you will then have 30 pictures of you looking the stupidest possible in their phone. And I've had it where the person refused to delete
it. Because, no, I took it.
And she's like, nah, it's on my phone. I'm like, delete the photos.
Please. Weirdo.
Have you had this one? You ever had a guy take a photo of you and he take it and then he's like, oh, I got some good ones. And you're like, you think I look good?
Like, what do you mean you got some good ones? Especially a stranger? Like a stranger. Oh, these look great.
I've gotten this. My problem is men don't know. They don't know pictures.
No. Definitely.
Men have no idea.
Especially,
I've had them be like, oh, this one looks good. I'm like, I'm not in the frame on this.
This picture is blurry. It's actually blurry. How does this look good?
I had one of the comedians, he took a photo of me the other day, in the Paris street. I look at the photo. I'm like, I'm literally like off to the center. It just looks like you're taking a photo. It just looks like you're taking a photo of the street. Like I'm this little thing in the center. I'm like, when you take a photo of somebody, they're supposed to be the center of the photo. Like even if there's a big thing, they're supposed to be in the photo.
They don't know.
Men don't know photos.
They don't, unless they're in a relationship. They have to be in a relationship, or they have to be
and get
trained. Like basically tortured into knowing how to take photos, how to bring it. Because for me, I'm tall. I had to learn all this the hard way. Like I can't take a picture at eye level. I have to bring it down. So then I have to.
Oh, that's the thing. That's another thing. You tall people, which, the more I live, the more I think tall people are a problem, to say the least. But you give a tall person a camera, they're taking photos from like the top of the building. I'm like,
literally.
bro. I understand that you're a tall person and you just exist as a tall person in life. So you just imagine that everyone
It's
is just like
tall,
you.
but they're not.
But my question would be to those people is, have you ever seen a paparazzi or a photographer tippy-toeing to take a photo of somebody? They always come down to eye level. No one looks good from the top angle. Look, no one looks good like this. That's not a good angle.
I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Like so,
I
like
don't even
basic.
ask. Like if you tall, I don't like asking for photos regardless. But if you tall, I ain't asking.
Mm,
If you tall, I'm not asking you for nothing because I don't want you to think that I need your help.
I appreciate that, even if it's something high
No, nothing.
and
Nothing. I don't want you to think that
there's no
I don't
step
want you to
stool.
think that there's anything that you could do that I can't. Even if it's taking a photo of myself.
Even if it's
I'd rather
true.
set, I'd rather set a timer
Uh-huh.
and have it done than to have you believe that there's something I can't do that you could.
You know how many ACLs got torn because of a timer for a self picture, self portrait?
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to
Now
risk that?
when you go out with your lady, when you on vacation, is she I need photos of all the things?
Yes.
And you have to get down, right?
I'm getting down. I'm committed. I'm leaning off of a tree. I'm in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, they always think the photos are bad.
Yeah. And then they just do a selfie.
Yeah, and I'm like, but sometimes I'm like, I've seen all your photos. This is the best work you've ever got.
But not only that, I'm wearing all white and I risked getting onto the floor
Yeah,
for this
yeah,
photo for you to tell me that it's
yeah,
bad.
yeah. Ladies could do this. Ladies could take like 50 photos in front of the Eiffel Tower and then pick through them. I
And
can't have that much options. I don't like
no,
options like that.
no, literally, they make me overwhelmed. I
Yeah, they
just
overwhelm. I need 5 photos.
that's it. And no, this one's the one. All right, boom, keep it pushing because
That's
I
it.
got to get back to enjoying the moment. Yeah, you know what it is? I
Yes.
feel like I'm graduating into be a classically old black man, and I love it. Like those old black men that just say whatever, like they just are 100% authentic, raw, and tell the truth. Like what's his name? You watch football?
Yeah.
Do you watch Receivers on Netflix?
Oh no, but I heard it's great.
It's great. It's great.
It's great. I gotta watch it. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it.
yeah, you
They
definitely
got the
do.
Giants, right?
No, that's Hard Knocks.
Oh, Hard Knocks. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's on HBO. That
that's
one's on
HBO.
HBO.
Yeah,
Yeah,
receiver. This
yeah.
one they got Devontae Adams. What's his name? Justin
Oh,
Jefferson.
I saw the quarterback one. They did
Yeah,
quarterback.
this is the follow up
Yeah,
to this. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But
I'll check it out.
they have this dude from Detroit, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and his dad is hilarious. Like one of them old school California Black Panther survived. Like when you have someone who's been through like real racism when they was throwing on hoses and stuff like that, or they know somebody who's been through real racism, their view of the world and like the way that they deliver the truth is unlike anybody else. And he was saying like crazy, crazy. He's had their kids lifting since they were 5 years old. And he was just like, I believe in breeding. If you want to have an athlete, go for the girl who was a sprinter or who was a volleyball player. Because they're going to be at
Yeah,
least 6'4", at least 6'4".
yeah,
And he said something where it's just like you should never date if you're looking to, have athlete children, never date a girl who you've never seen work out before. And if you've never seen her squat, if you've never seen her squat, you don't you don't want to take out. I'm like, how do you say that? You can't say that in
yeah,
2024.
yeah. I mean, I'm in no position to judge a woman on her height or athleticism,
There you go.
but I do see how that makes sense.
Yeah.
Speaking of volleyball, the big thing here is the women's beach volleyball
Yeah.
during the Olympics.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to snag a ticket, but that's like a hot ticket.
That's
here.
a hot commodity. Yeah.
I haven't been able to catch any games yet, but I want to go. I got a couple days left.
So
I hope to go catch.
Are you there entertaining the Olympians or what specific?
No,
But it just
no.
coincided.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here because they thought that it would be a good idea because so many foreigners are here during these 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And the Olympics are during the day, and they thought it would be good to, at nighttime, give them something to do. Some people are looking for stuff to do. They're not from here. They bring in some Americans, do a show for them at nighttime.
Okay.
The problem is, I think that the city completely overestimated the amount of tourism that would be here. But the Olympics just started last Friday. I think a lot of the locals or they left on the first week of. So I think as it goes on, because the Olympics is about 3 weeks, as it goes on, it might be more people here. But I went out to eat yesterday, a restaurant right under the Eiffel Tower, a restaurant. I went at 7 p.m. with the other comedians. Beautiful Spanish restaurant. We were the only people there.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and even they were telling us that they were expecting a lot more people. But I think because of the issues with the traveling and all this, I think it hasn't really hit to capacity. But I think probably by the end of this week, we should start seeing more. But I don't know. We got a show tonight, so we'll see. Okay. Tonight's like the first show, so we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. But also, like, you know, it's expensive, bro. You go staying somewhere for 2-3 weeks. Hotels is expensive, so like you definitely got to do like the Airbnb or something like that.
Even Airbnbs. I mean, when I found out what the promoter paid for the apartment, it was like ridiculous.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Like high.
Yeah, but you know, we're doing it, and I got a couple days left here, so we just wanted to connect real quick with the adulterers. Took time out about my time in Paris to make sure we got y'all something, and we'll be back next week in person in studio. I'll finish off with the Paris trip. We'll get into your Mexico trip.
I got.
We just want to. Yeah. I'll come through too. So we just wanted to make sure we touch base with y'all and just let you know what's been going on. But we'll be back next week in studio. New studio, new us, new announcements. Thank you guys for tuning in. We know that this is not how y'all used to it.
But we got to get it to
wanted to touch base. We want to touch base with the adulterers. Some people need this every Monday with their coffee every Sunday night. It's how they, get away from their wife and kids. They listen to the Adulthood pod. So we got to give them something.
We've been called emotional support therapists, emotional support podcasters. So we're here for you. We're here for the people.
So we're here for you. We just wanted to give you guys a quick update, but we'll be back next week with more stories, more anecdotes, and more questionable advice. The Adulthood podcast, #1 health and wellness podcast in the hood. Thank y'all for listening. If you want to see me live, I got one date next week. I'll be in Milwaukee at the Milwaukee Improv. Look at ianlaralive.com for all the dates. I'm going to New Orleans at the end of the month also. And fall schedule is full. So look at ianlaralive.com for more dates.
Boom.
You got anything?
I'm going to be around. Just follow me on the IG. I am DJ, the number 8 p.m. I always post where I'm going to be at on my stories, so I'll let you know. But I'll definitely be at Miss Lily's, definitely back at Panda. We're back in the city, so we're going to be shaking things up.
All right, bet. So thank y'all for listening. Adulthood Pod. We'll see y'all next week.